kiss for you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to my another video on Android app development. And so guys, this will be the part 9 of my video series on news app using Retrofit in Android Studio. Alright guys, so we will continue from where we had left. So there we had inflated our view that we created this card layout, and then now we are going to bind it and set the text of it. So for this we can first of all use the progress bar. So we can say progress bar equal to progress bar, then we can say convert view dot find view by id, then we can say r dot id dot progress bar, and then we can say text view, and for this text view title we can say like we can bind it. So for this we can use the text view here, and then we can use this convert view dot find view by id, and then for this we can say r dot id dot news title, and then we can say text view description, and it will be similar for this. So we can say convert view dot find view by id r dot id dot news description, then we can say text view url, and it will be text view convert view dot find view by id r dot id dot news url, then we can say text view author equal to text view, and then we can say convert view dot find view by id r dot id dot website name text, and then we can say relative, and for our time, so we can say relative text view time text view time equal to convert view dot find view by id r dot id dot news time, and there we have an error. So let's see what is the error here. Okay, so we needed to use the find view by id. Okay, so now the error is removed, and finally we can set the values. So in order to set the values, we can first of all check if array list articles dot get position dot get url to image is not equal to null, and array list articles dot get position dot get url to image dot length is greater than 0. So if it is not equal to null and its length is greater than 0, so we can simply say okay, so now we can first of all display the image. So for this we can use the Picasso, so we can say Picasso dot get dot load, and then we can say array list articles dot get position dot get url to image, and then we can say dot into, and for this we can use the image view news. So for the image view, where is our image view? Okay, so I think we so for this we can use the image view news equal to, So there we can say convert view dot find view by id r dot id dot image news. So finally we can simply copy this image view news and put it into our load. Then we can use the callback. So we can say new callback. So it gives us two methods. The first one is the on success and the other one is the on error. So inside this on the success, so we need to hide our progress bar. So we can say progress bar dot set visibility view dot gone, and here after we display the image. So there we can say if array list articles dot get position dot get title dot length is greater than 65, because in some of the articles we get a lot of text. So if we can check if it is greater than 65, then we need to lower it. So we can say text view title dot set text, then we can say array list articles dot get position dot get title dot substring, then we can say 0 to 65. And finally we can say plus. All right, then here inside our else part we can simply say text view title dot set text, and there we can say array list articles dot get position dot get title. Okay, then again we can check if array list articles dot get position dot get published at is not equal to null. Then we can say date equal to null. Then here we can say date equal to app constants dot parse. We need to create the method parse, and then we can say array list articles dot get positions dot get published at. Okay, so we need to parse our date for it, and then we can say text view time dot set reference time, and it will be equal to date dot get time. Okay, and also we can use the try and catch block. So we can just cut it and paste it inside our try block. So after this we can now also check text view description dot set text, and we can say array list articles dot get position dot get description. Then we can have the URL, so we can say text view URL dot set text, and we can say array list articles dot get position dot get URL. And also we have the image view for our source. I mean for the where is the image views? Let me see. Okay, so here we can also have the image view for our share button. So for that we can say image view share equal to convert view dot find view by id r dot id dot share news. So we can also use the image view dot set on click listener. So we can say set on click listener new on click listener. So you can pass context, share this news with your friends. So similarly, and finally we can just return convert view. Alright, so that was our code for the stack adapter. So we need to now create the method which will be inside our app constants. So for this, let's go to our, where is this, utils, then we have the app constant. So there we can have public static date, and then we can say parse. Inside this we have the input. So there we can have first of all simple date format, df equal to new simple date format. Then we can say year, then we have month, then date, then we can have t, so that is it. Then we have the, now we can check if input dot ends with z, then we can say input equal to input dot substring, and then we will have 0 input dot length minus 1, then we will have plus gmt 0 0 0 0. Then inside our else part we can have int inset equal to 6, then we can say string s0 equal to input dot substring, then we have input dot length minus inset, then we will have string s1 equal to input dot substring, then we will have input dot length minus inset, then we will have input dot length. Alright, and finally we can say input equal to s0 plus gmt plus s1. Okay, and finally we can say return df dot parse, and here we will pass our input here. So it is saying that we need to handle the exception, so add exception to this method, and now you can see that all the issues are removed. So what we now can do next is we need to now set our adapter. So for this we need to open our list adapter, and inside our list stack adapter we need to now set the stack adapter. So we can say here stack adapter, and we can first of all say inside our init adapter equal to new stack adapter, then we can pass our this, then finally we can pass our array list articles, and I think that is not enough for this. Let me see. Okay, so the list is first, so we need to remove this and paste it at the last, and then we can set the swipe stack. So we can say swipe stack dot set adapter, and we can pass our stack adapter here. Okay, and also we can say swipe stack dot set listener, and we can pass this, and after this initialization we now need to receive the id from our other from our stack adapter, or I mean the source adapter. So what we can do, we can write a method get data from previous activity. Okay, so now we can create it. So we can say private void get data from previous, and here we can receive the data. So for that we can say if get intent dot, okay, so there we can simply say source. So we have the source ID, so we can say string source ID, and there we can say source ID equal to get intent dot get string extra, and then we can pass our string source, and then we can say if source id dot is empty is not empty, then we can load the news and we can pass the source id here. So we need to create a function load news, and then inside our load news method we now need to have the go to our API interface, and here we need to add another thing, and that one will be simply get, and then we can have call, and then we can pass our news. So for the news we need to create the news models, and then we can say get newest articles, and then we can pass it as like URL. So we can say string URL. Alright, so for the news we can have the model. So go to model and click on new Java class, and we name it as news. Then we can have private string status, then we will have source, then sort by, and finally we will have private list of articles, and we name it like articles. Okay, and then we can have setter and getter. So let's click on generate getter and setter. So we need to have this. Okay, so now we have the news here, and we can easily import it into our this, and then we need to go to our stack list stack adapter, and there what we need to do is first of all let's okay, so here we can say API interface dot get newest articles, and then we can pass our source ID. So for this get newest article, so we can say API client dot get API URL, then we need to pass our source ID, then we need to pass our app constant dot API key, and finally we can enqueue it. So we can say dot enqueue, then we can have the new callback. Then inside our own response method we first of all need to clear our array list, because we need to add it. So after this we are going to get the URL. So for the URL we can have a string, and here we can say web hot URL, and we now can say web hot URL equal to response dot body dot get articles dot get 0 dot get URL, and after this we can say array list articles equal to response dot body dot get articles, and after this we can just notify our data set change. So for this we can simply say stack adapter dot notify data set changed. Okay, and inside our own failure we can simply say toast list stack activity dot this error, and we can say t dot get localized message, and we can finally print out the message here. And after this inside our own stack empty method we can simply say swipe stack dot set visibility and view dot gone, and then we can display our relative layout. So for this relative layout no font dot set visibility, and we can say dot visible. Alright, so I think that is it for now. We can easily display all the articles inside our. So for the in order to have the demo, so I will create a new video in my next part of the video. So guys, if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you and goodbye.